What's up, YouTube? So today is a very special and very bittersweet day. Today is my youngest niece's 4th birthday. And just to give a little backstory, when she was born, I was working, and I didn't get a text that, hey, baby's coming, until a little bit later. She'd already been around for a couple hours, and I'm like dying at work, trying to hurry up and finish this shift so that I can go meet this little nugget. And I could not clock out fast enough to go see this little girl. And I mean, she has been adorable since day one. And when she was little, so she's completely different from her sister. And when she was little, I was like, I don't know if this kid likes me. Because she was just complete opposite of Amberlynn. Amberlynn and I were like that from day one. But some time goes on, and she got like super attached. Shell. And I'm like, okay, baby. Like, I was talking to Amberlynn, but okay. But that girl, she loved me. She would beat somebody up for me. She was one of those, it's like a brute. And like, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that if somebody tried to like assault me in her presence, even at 2 and 3 years old, she'd come up and she'd be like, listen here, y'all. Like, this girl is tough, and she's built like a freaking tank. Love her to pieces. But anyways, when she was, I believe, 2, they moved to Texas. That sucked. It absolutely broke my heart that my girls were leaving. And a few months in, my sister did the thing that my sister does, and she was like, nope, you're blocked. And I'm like, okay. So I lost almost an entire year, and then they moved back to South Carolina, where I've seen them a few times here and there, and I was like, are they even going to remember me? But they did, and I mean, it was almost like they never left, in terms of our bond, and it was great. But I haven't seen them a whole bunch of times since they've been gone. They did come and stay here a few nights, and they always loved going to Shell's house. Shell's house is their favorite place, which, I mean, I understand, like, hello, I'm here, but I also have the pool and the sandbox and like all the things. Like, the year before I knew they were moving, well, I mean, that same year, but before I knew that they were going to go cross country, I mean, my backyard was immaculate. I had everything but the swing set. Like, everything was catered to those kids. I spent several thousands of dollars trying to make this, like, a playground. I put down mulch. I had the pool. I had the sandbox, all kinds of sandbox toys. I had little lounge chairs for kids, little picnic tables for kids. Amberlynn loves the little swing with the canopy, and mine had broken. And I'm like, nope, gotta replace it. She loves it too much. Like, toys inside. Like, I mean, it was a kid's dream, okay? And we had dino nuggets, and we had little pizzas and everything that they ever wanted. And apple juice. And yeah, like, Shell's house was the go-to place. And so it killed me. And them coming back, I mean, I was through the moon, but I'm like, I don't know if my sister's even going to let me see them. But when they were at my mom's house, she couldn't say I couldn't come over. So that's how I got to sneak in some time with them, and it was good. And I remember one of the last times my nieces were here at my house, Taylor, she is clearly wise, well behind her years. Like, this kid's freaking smart. Yeah, Tay, you're smart. She had been acting out. They were both acting out because it was almost time to go back. But I was sitting on the couch, and she came and she climbed in my lap. Now, again, she's 3. This was a couple months ago. And she looked at me, and she, like, put her hand up here. She goes, Shell, don't ever forget me. And then she ran off to play, and I'm just, like, sitting there, and I'm, like, bawling. Because where does that come from a 3-year-old? And, like, why does she think I'm going to forget her? Like, it broke my heart. And they're like, Shell, why are you crying? And I'm like, I'm not. I got something in my eye because you can't tell a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old that you're crying. But I don't know where that came from me, but those words have just been replaying in my mind since then. The last time I saw them was at my grandfather's funeral. So the end of, what, last month? I think so. I knew that was most likely going to be the last time I saw them because my sister's already reblocked me and all of that crap. And then the stuff that went down with my mother and my brother, I'm like, yeah, y'all don't get a spot in my life. Sorry, not sorry. And so because of that, my sister blocked me, which, fine, but it's not fair to those kids. And I don't think she understands that. Because it hurts them more than it hurts me. But when I was at the funeral with them, you know, I pulled them to the side because my sister, of course, was trying to keep them away from Jen and I, but it didn't work. The kids were just not having it. And I even heard her say, well, I guess there's nothing we can do. And so that was like a small victory. But we're just, you know, kind of playing around and cutting up a little bit. And I pulled each of them to the side and I let them know. I was like, you know, probably not going to see Shell too much anymore. I was like, but I want you to know that Shell loves you and Shell's never going to forget you. And so I told them both that. And I mean, I don't know how much they understood of it, but I didn't want them to forget that. Now that's why partially I've been dreading making this video all day, but it's her birthday. And, you know, years from now, if she remembers that she's got an aunt or like whatever our situation is, you know, I want the two of them to be able to look at my channel and be like, Shell never forgot me. Because how does a 3-year-old say that? But no, Shell didn't forget you. Shell's never going to forget you. Sorry, I'm not a baby. I feel like one. It just hurts. Like, those were my people. Like, I mean, I've got them on my arm. Like, who is 30-something years old and has a baby shark and names on their arm? Me? Because, like, I love my kids. I mean, Taylor's obsessed with cats. Good thing we got one, but I put on my lion shirt today because it's a cat. And anytime I do something like that, Shell cat, Shell cat, Shell cat. But except for, you know how kids do it? Like, Shell cat, cat. And it's like, child. Like, calm down. But yeah, I mean, I put my clothes on today thinking about this munchkin that I can't even speak to and wish a happy birthday in person. But another thing I used to do, and y'all, if you don't do this with your kids or your wife, like, you're really messing up in life. So what I started doing, anytime we're driving down the road and I've gotten them in here, unfortunately I don't do it so much just for my wife. I know, I'm horrible. But if I've got the kids in here, you can guarantee this is going to happen. Driving down the road, and you know how in a lot of neighborhoods they'll have little flower beds and whatnot, and you know, they're pretty. I will always find one and pull over, and I will pick each of them a flower. And then you bring them that flower back, and I mean, they are through the moon. Because that's something I started a long time ago with Amber Lynn, was I was teaching her, hey, pretty, let's pick it. Because you know the little dandelions that go to seed or whatever, and you make a wish and you blow it? Y'all, the first time I showed that girl how to do that, I had to make sure there were multiple, because, you know, I had to do it. She takes it, and I'm like, no, blow! And so now she's trying to blow, and she's got all the seeds in her mouth, and they're just like, some of them are like flapping, and I'm like, what the heck? And so then we had to teach her the correct way. And so, like, those are things I try to pass on with Taylor. And so now both of them, anytime they see any kind of flower, they pick it. And they'll, like, give you the flower, and it's just the cutest thing in the world. So that's what I do. Anytime I have them, I will pull over, I will get them a flower. And that's something I did on the way to the funeral because I knew we were going to see them. I pulled over, and purple is Amberlynn's favorite color. Taylor goes back and forth between pink and purple. Purple is also Jen's favorite color. So there was this flower bed, they had white and purple. And I'm like, that's the one. So Jen doesn't even know what's happening. I just all of a sudden get in the turn lane and whip it, and she goes, oh, because she's seen it so many times now. She's like, And she goes, I wondered if you were going to do that. I was like, bitch, no you didn't. But anyways, so I picked 3 purple flowers. I gave Jen hers. She left it in the car. We go inside, and Taylor saw me, but she was walking back in, and she starts like freaking out. Shell's here, Shell's here. But she goes inside. And then I go in, and I didn't see where she was, but I saw Amberlynn, and I was just like, come here. So I got down on one knee, and I gave her the flower. And, like, she immediately goes, and, like, the flower petals, she's, like, sucking in so hard, smelling it, are literally going in her nose. And, like, this girl is literally about to suck this flower into her brain. And she's like, pretty. And she just keeps doing it. Keeps putting her nose, just sniff and sniff. And that's, like, all she wants to do now is sniff this flower. And it was great. And, like, I gave Taylor hers, and she was so excited. But then somehow a little bit later, hers was all broken, and she didn't know where it was anymore. And then I was walking around picking up flower pieces. She, like, completely made it into a carcass. But Amberlynn's still huffing away at hers. And then somehow I think she lost hers or got broke or something towards the end of the service. And we're getting ready to go eat. And I look at Jen. I said, babe, can I please have your flower to go give it to Amberlynn? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I'll get you another flower. Like, I'll plant you a whole garden. And she's like, yeah, you don't even have to, just go do it. And I'm like, okay. So I gave her the second flower, and, like, she was ecstatic. But anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. My favorite age, and this has always been the thing for a child, is 4 years old. And I've said this for more than a decade. Why 4? Because they know how to talk now, and they have absolutely no filter. And, like, they're funny little pterodactyls with absolutely no filter. They will repeat anything. They're like, nuh-uh, and, like, so sassy. And I absolutely love it. And I hate that I can't be there for Taylor. Because as sassy as that little girl is, I have no doubt it's constant entertainment. But to commemorate her 4, I picked her 4 flowers. 4 flowers from my garden. So she's got 3 wildflowers, and I tried to get a little bit of a range of color. You can't tell. That one's yellow. Those 2 are an orange color. And my sunflower. So, little Miss Tay-Tay, Shell hasn't forgotten about you. Shell never will. And Shell still loves you. Happy birthday, baby. Don't forget me, kid. Don't forget Shell. Because that's what I'm afraid of.
Happy birthday, Tay-Tay. Cat and I wanted to say happy birthday, and we hope that you have a great birthday and that you do something fun, because you're turning 4 and you only turn 4 once. We love you. And Darla says happy birthday too.
And so does Rangy. Yep, see? Good job, buddy.
And Cat.
And Cat. And Jen put your flowers in some water, and she says they're really pretty.
They are. Happy birthday, baby.
We love you.